Are your dreams more real than your waking life? Have you ever been told that your waking life is real and your dreams are just fluff? What if that's not the whole story? What if you are most awake when you are dreaming, and this, our everyday reality, is just a shadow of something deeper? For centuries, philosophers have wrestled with our ability to tell dreams from reality. But today, this ancient question isn't just for philosophers anymore. It's being whispered in the halls of theoretical physics and in the mind-bending language of quantum mechanics. Now, the official story from neuroscience is that dreams are basically the brain's nightly housekeeping, tidying up memories and balancing emotions. That view is well established and important. But what if it's a description of the how, but not the what? What if the dream world isn't just a fiction your brain cooks up, but a window into a reality that's more fundamental than our own? Section 1. The physics of a personal universe. We've always clung to the idea of a single objective reality, a solid world that's just there, whether we're looking or not. But on the wild frontiers of physics, this idea is starting to look a little shaky. Quantum mechanics has shown us a universe that is far stranger than we ever thought possible. One of its most famous puzzles is the observer effect. This is often misunderstood, so let's be clear. In physics, an observation is any kind of measurement or interaction, not necessarily a conscious person looking at something. The idea that a conscious mind alone can change the world is not supported by scientific research, but the philosophical implications are still profound. It suggests that, at the smallest level, reality isn't a fixed thing waiting to be discovered. Instead, particles seem to exist in a cloud of possibilities, only becoming definite when they are measured. This has led to some provocative, though not widely accepted, interpretations like quantum Bayesianism or cubism. This school of thought proposes that quantum mechanics isn't a description of the objective world, but a tool each of us uses to make sense of our own experience. According to cubism, the world is fundamentally personal. If this interpretation is pointing towards some deeper truth, our waking world might not be a single stage we all share, but a collage of countless individual experiences. And where do we find an experience that is purely subjective and built from a first-person perspective? Our dreams. Dreams run on their own logic, created entirely within the mind, yet they can feel completely real. This has led some thinkers to suggest that dreams aren't just random brain activity, but a purer expression of consciousness, a state where the mind operates with fewer limits, closer to the strange, probabilistic nature of quantum reality itself. Section 2. Life as a simulation. At the same time that physics has been questioning reality, another idea has popped up from computer science: the simulation hypothesis. Popularized by philosopher Nick Bostrom, the argument goes like this: if it's possible for any civilization to create simulations that feel real, then it's statistically probable that we are living in one. We could be characters in a highly advanced computer program. It sounds like pure science fiction, but the logic is surprisingly hard to dismiss. We're already creating virtual realities that are getting more and more convincing. Given enough time and computing power, it seems plausible that someone, somewhere, could create ancestor simulations to study their past. So, where do dreams fit in? If this life is a simulation, dreams could be a few different things. They might be glitches in the matrix, moments when the code of our reality gets scrambled, revealing its artificial nature. On the other hand, they could be a feature, not a bug. Perhaps dreams are an offline mode, where our consciousness disconnects from the main server to process data or run maintenance. Then there's lucid dreaming, the scientifically verified state where you become aware you're dreaming. In a lucid dream, you can explore and even change the dream world. While neuroscience research focuses on the brain mechanisms behind this, some philosophers have asked a playful question. If we can learn to wake up inside a dream, could it be a training ground for perceiving the boundaries of the waking simulation we might be in? To be clear, current lucid dreaming research is not testing the simulation hypothesis, but it provides a fascinating framework for thinking about how consciousness can interact with a constructed world. Section 3. Ancient wisdom and modern questions. The idea that our world is an illusion is nothing new. It's a concept that echoes through thousands of years of human wisdom. Long before modern science, mystics and sages taught that what we perceive as real is a kind of dream. In Tibetan dream yoga, for instance, practitioners learn to become lucid in their dreams. The goal isn't just to fly or have fun. It's to realize that waking life itself is also dreamlike and illusory. The teachings say that both states are projections of the mind. By mastering awareness in a dream, you can learn to see through the illusion of the waking world. Similarly, many indigenous Australian cultures hold a spiritual concept known as the dreaming. This isn't just about sleep. It's a timeless, sacred dimension where ancestral beings created the world. The dreaming is understood as a foundational layer of existence that runs parallel to our own and can be accessed through rituals and stories. In this view, the dreaming is in a sense more real than the physical world because it's the source from which everything comes. When you place these ancient systems next to modern theories, the parallels are astonishing. Whether you call it Maya, a simulation, or a projection of consciousness, these different frameworks all share a common thread. The world of our senses might not be the final word on reality. One path arrived at this idea through deep introspection, the other through mathematics and experiment. The fact that they are even asking similar questions is one of the most exciting frontiers of our time. Section 4. What this means for everyday life. So what if it's true? If this life is a dream or a simulation, does that make it meaningless? You could fall into a pit of nihilism, thinking nothing matters. But many of these traditions suggest the exact opposite. If this world is a construct of consciousness, it doesn't devalue our lives, it elevates them. It means our experiences, love, joy, and wonder aren't just random chemical reactions. They could be the very fabric of reality itself. This viewpoint suggests that our inner world, our consciousness, isn't just a fluke of the universe, but an active participant. This doesn't mean you can wish for a new car and make it appear. It suggests that by changing your consciousness, through mindfulness, intention, and shifting your perspective, you can fundamentally change your experience of reality. You can transform your personal world. Thinking this way invites us to become lucid in our waking lives. Just as a lucid dreamer realizes they are dreaming and can act with more freedom, we can awaken to the dreamlike nature of our own existence. We can stop being passive characters tossed around by circumstances and start becoming conscious co-creators of our journey. We can see life's challenges not as terrifying, absolute threats, but as patterns in the dream that we can learn to navigate with wisdom. This perspective encourages us to live more playfully and with less fear. If this is all a grand, cosmic dream, why not make it a beautiful one? Why not explore its edges and fill it with as much creativity, compassion, and connection as we can? The goal isn't to escape the dream, but to awaken within it. Conclusion. We're at a fascinating crossroads where ancient philosophy and speculative science are pointing towards similar mind-bending questions. From the bizarre world of quantum physics to the compelling logic of the simulation argument, we're being forced to reconsider our most basic assumption, that this world is the one and only reality. The official story says dreams are fiction, but maybe they're a nightly reminder of our true nature, as boundless consciousness, temporarily focused into the experience of being human. Perhaps the universe isn't just a collection of things, but a grand, cosmic dream, and we are the points through which it dreams itself into being. The ultimate question, then, isn't whether we're dreaming. It's whether we're ready to wake up. What do you think? Have you ever had a dream that felt more real than life? Or a moment where the world itself seemed like a dream? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you want to keep exploring these deep mysteries, subscribe for more journeys into what we are.